And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks. And it's been a while since we've shown some ace tankers on this channel, so may as well show you an ace tanker in very reliable tier 10 American tank T110E5. Still one of my favorite tanks to play, even though it has an obvious weak spot, that big tumor on its head. It's still a pretty decent tank, really decent tank, very good all around there. Has decent mobility, the gun performs well at mid to close distance, and yeah, it has some armor, it will still bounce shells. Now, Malinovka Winter. Malinovka is one of those maps that I always keep on telling you to go up on the hill, up to the 0 position, right? A-line all the way up to the top, because that's where brawling happens. I tried to play it a little bit different this time. I always go up to the hill and I brawl. I always do that. Not in this game. In this game, I decided to take my armor to the weak area and push through. And that's exactly what we're gonna do, and I wanted to see if I was able to win the game if I did that. So let's see what happens here. Unfortunately, looks like a lot of heavy tanks are actually following me. So my team is actually creating weakness on A-line because I have so many tanks coming with me. Now, because I have so many tanks coming with me, I'm gonna make an aggressive push over here. The only thing I need to be worried about is Artie, but I have my back. These guys are coming, so I know eventually they will show up. And I know that the opposition team will be pushing 0 line hard, and they will win that area pretty quickly because we only have few tank destroyers up there. So we're gonna have to try to push this really quick. So we have E50M over here as well as the Death Star. So Death Star, actually both tanks are pretty scary, but we're gonna push them. We're not gonna care. We're gonna focus Death Star first because I want to take the big gun out of the game, big alpha. And I'm challenging E50M to try and penetrate me. So we're gonna track the Death Star right here. And he cannot swing his turret all the way to the right in order to hit me. And I hit behind the hill, so he's dead. Now I can use the dead wreck of the Death Star to hide or cover myself from E50M and hitting him at the same time. So that's what we're doing here. We're gonna try to hit his turret. Yes, we do. And we're gonna continue doing the same thing. Now that's what T110E5 allows you to do. It's got nice armor. It bounces shells here and there. Not every time, but you will get occasional bounce. Especially if someone knows where to pen you. They will pen you. But you'll still be able to get a crit. You'll still be able to bounce a shell here and there. And as you can see, this E50M has trouble hitting me right there. But he's almost dead, so we're gonna hit this autoloader right there because I thought he was more scary at this time, but he gets taken out. So now we can pretty much get rid of this E50M and we get a crit on him, unfortunately. Now, we clean this side really, really fast. Now, what's good on this side, which if you play from the other side and you take the same route, it doesn't usually work. What's good on this side is that you have those buildings, so you can use them for your protection while approaching the central area of the map, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hide in the bushes on my approach, and I'm gonna try to hide behind the buildings. I have reasonable crew in this tank with all the view range perks, plus I'm running Cola, so I should be able to spot pretty much anything at this time, except maybe for medium tank on the opposing team, which I don't remember what it is at this point in time. But as you noticed, the opposition won the hill, and that was expected, right? I knew they were gonna win the hill, so the idea here was to push the south quickly so we can get ourselves into the central position and try to defend our base. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. So we see this mouse. We should be able to put a shell into him, but before I do that, well, there we go. We're gonna put a shell into him, and now we're gonna continue our progress. Because I think the guys from the hill have shots at me here, yes. Through that opening right there. So I was thinking that I could get up the hill over here and have shots at the mouse from here, but then I'm gonna realize that he's sitting in a dip and I won't be able to get any shells into him. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to drop back to the position we were in before and try to get him from here. Now we've switched to heat rounds at the same time because, as you already know, mouse is difficult to penetrate even from the side. So I want to make sure I guarantee my pens right here. So we put one shell into him right there. Now we're gonna drift back and get ourselves behind this dead tank in front of us, so that we have a little bit of cover from him, and we're gonna aim at his cheeks. So we're gonna put a shell into his right cheek right there, or his left cheek, right? We're looking from my side. Now we're gonna put a shell into his right cheek right there, and we're gonna do step and repeat. And the only shot he has really is my capola at this time, so it's gonna be difficult for him to hit me. I still have a little bit of copper, but at this point I realize that there are tanks behind me. There are enemy tanks that are encroaching into our base almost. So I see this E75. We're gonna try to put a shell into him. Unfortunately, we hit his track. Like I said, long distance shots in this thing are not the greatest. They don't always hit, like this one here. It goes into his track instead of going into his side. So I'm getting a bit frustrated here because I should have had 2 penetrating hits on him. And then again, this shot misses. So, yeah, we're going to try to draw a little bit closer. And we're going to try to put a few shells into this guy, take him out of the game. But looks like my team was defending really well at the base. There are still a couple of TDs left. There's a heavy tank there. So they've done a fantabulous job defending this area. And this E75, I think he's going to be taken out. Yeah, he got taken out before I actually got there. So now we're going to try to push. I think it was this Polish heavy tank. But I'm checking my right side to make sure that there's no one here trying to spot me or put shells into me. And this is going to be interesting because we're going to get pretty close to this 60 DP. And he won't spot us at all. And I'm thinking his capola is behind the building so he cannot see me. But still, he should have gotten at least a proximity spot on me. So we're going to angle. We're going to try to approach the building. He flaps his shot. And now we know we have him, so we're gonna try to put a shell into him, but unfortunately our team cleans up. And now we're just gonna try to head up on top of the hill and get rid of Arties, because I think that's where they're sitting. So it's quite interesting how this game worked out, because normally I wouldn't take my E5 down south. This was probably the first time in a long time that I've taken my heavy tank, tier 10 heavy tank down there. But when I did that, I wanted to make an aggressive push. Regardless whether I had friendlies or not, I would have still made an aggressive push. And we were successful in doing that. So now, where are the Arties hiding? At this point, I was pretty sure that both of them are on top of the hill. The one thing to be mindful of is that one of the Arties is the French auto-loading Artie. So if I run into him and he gets my side, then I'll be in trouble. So I come near to this windmill over here, and I thought they're not here. And all of a sudden, I do spot him. He's behind the windmill, and he's facing me. So he puts one shell into me. Now, I was thinking, okay, if I just point my frontal armor towards him, I should be fine. But he damages my gun, and I can't shoot. I'm like, what the crap, man? Seriously, he puts a 3rd shell into me. I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to die. But luckily, I ram him to death. And, yeah, I was like, what the crap, bro? Lately, I noticed it's been happening to me. Artillery shooting into me, breaks my gun, and I can't shoot. The gun is broken. I don't have a repair kit, I can't shoot. Happened to me in my Kampfpanzer as well. In one of the games when I was left 1v5, and I could have carried that game. But light tank breaks my gun twice, just auto-aiming at me. Can you believe that? Must be just my luck. Anyway, we're gonna try to get to the final kill of the game. Over here, the only tank remaining is tier 10 French auto-loading tank destroyer Foch. So yeah, we're gonna try to get into the render range so we can actually hit him. But my gun is broken here, so my expectations are quite low. I wasn't expecting really to hit him. Plus, he's hiding behind the building, so I don't think I'll be able to get there in time. Can I get one more shot into this guy? I have a shot over here. We gotta let it go, but it goes all the way into the ground. But we complete this game with a victory. and completely different way that I played this map. So it worked out. I'm surprised. Not only did it work out, but I got an ace tanker in it. Pretty nice, fat game. Not extremely fat, but pretty nice, with 5.6k damage, 1600 assisted damage, which brings the total to about, what, 7.2k combined. Quite a nice game for this tank, especially on an open map like Malinovka. So we're still on 2 marks of excellence. I don't know, maybe one day I'll decide to finally 3 mark this thing, but I'm not the best 3 marker because for me it just gets too frustrating. So I try to stay away from that. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Until next time. Happy tanking, Space Bandit. Check it out.